Have you ever heard of herd immunity?
Well, I would argue that if we hadn't been doing this for the last year, if we had just gone about our lives like we would have with anything else, we'd have herd immunity by now.
Yeah.
It would have gone through. It would have burned through the population.
Look at the swine flu and all that. You don't hear about that stuff anymore.
Right. Well, they'll say, well, that wasn't as bad and blah, blah, blah. But
it wasn't as bad because you didn't make it as bad.
Right. But look at Spanish flu, which I still say, now they're trying to say that COVID is like worse than Spanish flu. I promise you Spanish flu was worse. You know what I mean? But, you know, they didn't shut down. They were in the middle of, World War I was going on when Spanish flu was going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't just stop the war, call everybody home, say we have to hide inside. They went on with life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people died. And that's what disease does. I mean, it sounds almost like uncaring and unsympathetic, but you can't keep everybody alive forever. That's never going to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's...
and not only that, but the system can't handle it.
Yeah, it's almost like being an overprotective parent. You know what I mean? At some point, you gotta let people do what they're gonna do. And be who they're gonna be.
But yeah, I think that we would already be past this by now if we had just got. Well, we'd be past it for the sole fact that we wouldn't be doing it in the first place. But I think that COVID itself would be in the past. And notice, still a year later, the flu does not exist anymore. Colds do not exist anymore. You know what I mean? We've gone through 2 flu seasons since COVID hit. Yeah, but no, it's all COVID. You know what I mean? And then all the report, you know...
It's because they think we're stupid.
People with a gunshot wound to their head.
Who died of COVID. Or people who were mangled in car wrecks that died of COVID. Speaking of gunshots, you see that they're... Online, there's some articles popping up from all different places, and like all different states, different news agencies, saying that the amount of mass shootings and gun violence has gone up tremendously in like the past month or so, whatever it is.
I haven't seen that stat, no.
Real coincidence near the time that they're trying to push gun control laws. And all news articles that are putting that little thing out are using the same photos.
Really?
Yeah, every single one. Same exact photo, same police car, same everything. And there's in that specific area, there's a rise in mass shootings and gun violence. In that specific area that the article is coming out
of. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, bro, do you remember back... Oh, my God, I don't know. I think this was when they were trying to go after Trump for his attacks on, the terrorist leader there or whatever and all that. Soleimani, yeah. I think it's when they were going after that, but they were showing, like, footage of, like, explosions and chaos and stuff, and then come to find out that they were using footage from a gun range and, like, some big event they had thrown, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just that kind of stuff. And they were all using that same footage. And then there was another one where, like, they were showing, like, how crowded the hospitals were getting with COVID patients and stuff. Yeah, and then it turns out it was, like, an Italian hospital or something like that.
And then they even had, like, tractor trailers filled with dead bodies and all that shenanigans. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Although, I know New York City... They really did use refrigerator trucks for bodies. Really? According to the journalist. You know what I mean? I'll say that. According to the journalist.
That's probably fake news, just like the nursing home scandal.
Well, that's what happens. You know, when you're full of shit all the time, and when you're inconsistent, and when you're... I mean, you know what I mean? Just shady like they are. Then how do we ever know what's true and what's not? You know what I mean? Then you start to doubt everything. And then everything becomes conspiracy theories. And then...
Uncorrupt the media. That's what we need to do.
Oh, my God.
Like, I believe in free speech, but if you're a news company, you should be a credible news company. Someone who, you know what I mean, goes off of facts. You shouldn't be... If you're going to just spew out whatever, you know what I mean? You should be labeled a... entertainment. I don't even know.
because news is considered entertainment anyways. But I don't think that you should have the right to call yourself a news company or news agency.
I think they're I think they're just akin to like propaganda now. You know what I mean? They just tout the party line, and really you could say that about both sides of the media. You know what I mean? Although I would argue that like your Newsmaxes and OANs and whatnot, that those are a response to all of the main media going full left propagandist. You know what I mean? So you have to have something out that gives the other narrative. You know what I mean?
You know what news might be credible?
What's that?
The Inquirer.
Oh yeah. You know what I have come to like is the Epic Times.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And they seem to be trying to get back to that kind of what journalism is supposed to be.